But it sounded like, or it felt like you felt very wronged in that situation.
Well, wronged because of the friendship level.
Okay.
Right? So when I almost lost my life, she came to visit me at the hospital, and like she said before, in a couple of interviews, that she would come to my house on a random Saturdays.
Yes.
And, just hang out and be, a sister friend. And, when I heard all of the things that was happening behind the scenes, of course, as a human being,
yes,
or someone that you would call your sister, you would be devastated about. So, and I was.
All right, y'all, come on in and take a seat, because we seriously need to talk about what Tamar Braxton has done this time. And let me just say, this isn't some little side-eye moment or harmless shade. This is full-on drama, and Michelle is completely over it. She recently sat down with Cam Newton on his podcast, and when he asked her about women in R&B having beef the same way male rappers do, she didn't even hesitate.
I just want to be very careful about the things that I say, because like I said before, I want to be able to stand by the things that I say.
Gotcha.
And on my healing journey, and when I watch things that are, not so much like me in the now,
Yes.
I become disappointed in myself.
Yes.
And I always want to show up as my best self, where I am proud of myself, and where I can physically see my growth and be happy about it.
She said it's real, it's deep, and it's been going on for years. Then she dropped a line that had everybody talking. She referred to someone as a Muppet with no edges. Now, she didn't say a name outright, but let's be honest here. We all know exactly who she was talking about: Tamar Braxton. That nickname has followed Tamar for a while, especially in messy situations like this. And let's not act like this is a new issue. This back and forth between Tamar and Michelle has been going on since way back in 2013. That's over a decade of tension. It all started when Michelle appeared on Love and Hip Hop and bravely opened up about being abused by her ex, producer Memphis. She didn't name him directly at the time, but she shared her pain and told her truth. Instead of just minding her business, Tamar decided to jump on Twitter and post some shady comments. She didn't say Michelle's name either, but she tweeted "The lies you tell," followed by a reference to the movie What's Love Got to Do with It?
People that are out in the public, who has a lot of public scrutiny, because it's a different kind of bullying. You know what I mean? Because people think that they can come to you and say whatever they want to say, and you can't really always pop back. And some of the things that people say really penetrate.
The one where Angela Bassett plays Tina Turner and tells the story of surviving abuse from Ike Turner. And Tamar even tagged Angela Bassett in the post, clearly mocking Michelle's story by making it sound like she was just acting or lying. And for what? No one was talking about Tamar. She wasn't mentioned or involved. Yet she inserted herself anyway, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, especially since the topic was so serious and personal. Ever since that moment, Michelle says Tamar has been low-key trying to block her blessings. On the podcast, Michelle said Tamar's been quietly interfering with her career behind the scenes, like actually stopping her from getting booked for shows. This isn't just hearsay or social media drama. Michelle said she's been told directly by people in the industry that Tamar's name keeps coming up when things go sideways.
Respect for to open a bistro. If a woman sit in your face and play with you about your abuse and tell you what you did not go through, and go through a city to block you from getting your hair done or doing anything, that's up forever. That's up forever.
She said she's been quiet for a long time, trying to keep the peace and avoid drama, but every time something good happens for her, Tamar somehow finds a way to jump in and throw some slick shade or cause problems. And now, after years of biting her tongue, Michelle is done. She told Cam Newton straight up, she wants to slap Tamar. Not in a metaphorical way. Not just saying it to be dramatic. She literally said she wants to put hands on her. That's how deep this has gotten. And honestly, you can kind of understand it. We've all been there, trying to be the bigger person, ignoring the passive-aggressive comments, letting things slide. But when someone keeps poking at you, over and over again, there comes a point where you just snap. And that's exactly what happened. Cam Newton asked a simple question, and Michelle unleashed everything she'd been holding in.
Mind my business. I don't say much. I don't say anything, Cam. But as soon as I say something, it is this and that.
She didn't say Tamar's name, but when she mentioned the Muppet with no edges, it was crystal clear. That nickname has been tied to Tamar in the past, and nobody needed her to say the name to know who she meant. But it gets even deeper. Michelle said Tamar's been blocking her bags for years, getting her removed from events, convincing promoters not to book her, and messing with her income. This isn't just internet beef anymore. This is about someone's career and livelihood. She even mentioned that when Bianca sent her flowers, something that should have been a major win, Tamar popped up shortly after to throw shade and take attention away from it. That kind of behavior isn't just petty. It's toxic. It's manipulative. And according to Michelle, it's been happening over and over again for years. Let's talk patterns for a minute. Every time Tamar ends up in drama, it's always the same story. She throws shade, gets called out, and then flips the script. Suddenly, she's on social media talking about how she's healing, or how people are attacking her, or how she's misunderstood. And we're not saying people can't grow or change. But how many times can you play the victim after starting the mess? Think back to her appearance on Nene Leakes' podcast. Out of nowhere, she brought up Kandi Burruss and Loni Love completely unprovoked. Nobody asked about them, but Tamar went on and threw disrespectful comments, even calling Loni Big Back Cadillac on the mic. That was out of pocket, and Loni is close friends with Michelle, so Tamar knew what she was doing. Then there's the situation with Michelle's plastic surgery. She got real about the health issues she had after her butt enhancement surgeries and the decision to have them removed. It was an emotional, honest moment. Not long after that, Tamar gets online saying people need to stop getting surgery with Groupon. She didn't name names, but come on. Who else was just in the news for surgery complications? The timing said it all. And let's not forget when Bianca announced she was stepping into the country music world. Tamar posted about it and tried to show love, but also threw shade by saying not everyone should be doing country. Again, Michelle has been singing country music for years. Another no-name diss that was clearly aimed at her. Michelle isn't just ranting. She says she has proof, actual receipts from promoters and industry folks telling her directly that Tamar was a problem. This isn't made up. If it happened once, okay, maybe a misunderstanding. But when it happens again and again, with the same name always popping up, that's a pattern. That's sabotage. And it's not just Michelle who's had issues with Tamar. The same thing has happened with other celebrities: Kandi Burruss, Loni Love, even Tamar's own sisters. It always follows the same path. Tamar stirs things up, gets confronted, plays the victim, apologizes, then repeats the cycle. So is Michelle finally telling the truth after holding it in for years? Or is this just another round of celebrity drama? Whatever it is, it's clear this situation goes deeper than just a few tweets or shady comments. It's about someone constantly being dragged when they're just trying to live and succeed. And honestly, people are tired of it. Now, before we wrap this up, let's zoom out and really think about what all of this means, not just for Tamar Braxton and Michelle, but for how drama plays out in the entertainment industry in general. This isn't just about two women throwing shade online or calling each other names. This is about years, over a decade of tension, hurt, and what Michelle says is intentional sabotage. When someone feels like their career, their peace, and even their mental health are being targeted every time they try to move forward, it hits different. This isn't petty anymore, it's personal. And if we're being honest, how many of us have been in a similar position? Maybe not on a celebrity level, but in real life. You're trying to grow, you're healing, working hard, finally catching a break, and out of nowhere, that one person who always seems to have a problem with your success shows up to tear you down, again. That's what Michelle is describing, and that's why this moment hit so many people. And what makes it worse is how Tamar always seems to bounce between being the aggressor and then turning around like she's the one being picked on. It's that constant flip-flop. One week she's talking crazy, the next she's talking about healing and peace. It's like emotional whiplash. And listen, we're not here to bash Tamar completely. Everybody has their moments, and we're all human. But when it becomes a pattern, when every few months it's a new person, a new fallout, and the common denominator is always the same. It's time to call it what it is. Some folks don't want peace, they want control. And when they can't control how people feel about you, they try to control what opportunities you get. Michelle finally said, enough. She's been quiet. She tried to take the high road. She tried to ignore the pettiness. But how many times can you be poked before you swing back? You can only bottle things up for so long before it explodes. And honestly, this moment isn't just about drama, it's a warning to anybody out there who's trying to dim someone else's light because it shines too bright. You can't keep throwing stones and then crying when somebody finally throws one back. So here's the question I want to leave y'all with. Is this finally the moment Michelle gets heard? Or is it just another messy episode in a long list of R&B drama? And where do we draw the line between shade and sabotage? Between keeping it real and tearing someone down? Because at the end of the day, careers are on the line. Reputations. Peace of mind. And most importantly, people's livelihoods. If you've ever been in Michelle's shoes, you already know how it feels to keep your mouth shut for too long, and then finally say, I'm not doing this anymore. So now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Michelle's finally standing up for herself? Or is this just two celebs doing what they always do, making headlines? If you liked this breakdown, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a story. Celeb Nova will have it all covered for you. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep your peace, protect your energy, and don't let anybody steal your shine. See y'all in the next video. This is Celeb Nova, where the drama ends and the truth begins.